Hello, I'm Manny Gonzales, and I'm speaking of stress, presenting my stress management workshop titled 3 Keys to Survive a Mental Meltdown. It's geared toward helping you reduce, minimize, and manage stress better. And stress is all around us. However, the problem is not the stress, the problem is how we react to the stress. Because there's all these stressors around us, these things that are triggers that set us off, that create problems in our lives. They're outside forces. Because normally speaking, our bodies are in what's called homeostasis. They're balanced. Our physiological and biological systems are balanced. They will work if we allow them to. However, these outside forces that impinge upon our functioning, that affect us, that make us respond in certain ways, create the problems we're having with today in stress. And what is stress? Well, it's our reaction again, and everybody reacts differently. Everybody reacts differently. There's no two people that react to stress alike. And there's a variety of different stressors as we look around us, as you will think of people or your situations of what stresses you out. Work-related issues are problems for many people. The bosses are too demanding, don't consider us, are not the type of people that we feel comfortable with, yet they're the bosses. We gotta be there, so work is a huge stressor for many people. Depends on your outlook on work, but it is known to cause huge headaches for many people. Another issue is relationships, spouses, partners, family members that rub you the wrong way, that at times get you to react in a negative manner. And there's financial, economic problems that impinge on you. I'm talking about all these things that are outside forces. But again, how we react to them is the key, is the problem here. And quite often, unfortunately, because of the habits we have, we react negatively with anxiety, depression, uncertainties, all sorts of different ways that we react to stressful situations. Because normally speaking, our bodies are in homeostasis. That's a balanced state of our physiological and biological inner systems. They work well if left alone. However, when stress occurs and we react to it, the ways we react to it creates this imbalance where our forces inside of our system that usually work well are not able to work the way they usually do, therefore creating problems. And as we look at stress, so how can we describe stress? Well, it can be a feeling, it can be a thought, it can be a state of mind, it can be a current status of things that are happening around you. And usually what happens is our 5 senses pick up things. They perceive situations around us, either something we hear, something we see, something we smell, something we touch. A variety of different ways that we perceive through the 5 senses. And they're processed in our mental capacities in our brains according to the past. So that one thing that I usually bring up in my presentations is my book, Burn Your Bridges, Don't Look Back. Too many of us live in the past. Too many unresolved past issues that continue to haunt us and harm us and are hurtful in our current functioning. We need to make sure that we're thinking about what is it in the past that's creating problems for me and how can I resolve it. One of the best ways to do it is forgiving. Forgiving yourself for what you've done and forgiving others in anything that they've done that's offended you. It's not easy. All of this is a process, and all of this takes time. However, if you burn your bridges, if you forgive, if you begin living in the present, thinking about what it is today that'll make a better life for me. As these stressors occur and we begin to react, again, these past memories are elicited. They're brought up. As a result, we begin thinking negatively. And that's where the stress gets us, from something that's happened before. Well, think about stress and you'll find that generally speaking, there's 3 types of stress. First of all, there's the general routine daily stress we all deal with. That's not a big deal. For example, your alarm rings at 4:30 in the morning. Oh my God, it's cold, it's snowy, there's a blizzard, it's a bad day. However, you've got to work, which is a stressor to begin with, but you've got to get up. Somehow you get up and you go to the bathroom, look in the bathroom. What a sight. I think God has a sense of humor, because when you look in that mirror in the morning, you don't want anybody to see you, but God still loves you. I love you too. So that as we go through that alarm, we get up, we do what we have to, brush our teeth. That's routine. So that stress is not that difficult to deal with on a regular basis. Okay, now we're ready to go out the door to begin our journey to work. What happens? You go out the door, you forget your keys. You have to run in to get your car keys, which is not an easy thing because you may have forgotten where they were. Okay, you get your car keys. You're out the door. You get in the car. Guess what? Like has happened to me, the car didn't start. It's cold. It's windy. You're miserable. Oh my God, I got to hurry up. You finally get the car started. And now you look at your watch. You're running late. What do? You start speeding up. The weather's not good. It's dangerous, but you're in a hurry. And where I live, and maybe where you live, there's trains. So guess what happens when you're in a hurry in the early morning? There's a train blocking the intersection. It's happened numerous times to me and probably to you too. So here's the train. You're cold, you're miserable, you're looking at your clock. You got to wait. Okay, finally, that train is done. The intersection's clear. So you look at your watch again and, oh my God, I'm really late, and you speed up. What happens when you look in your rearview mirror? You see this little red light flashing. It's happened to me. I know what I'm talking about, and probably to you too, where everything seems to go wrong. Even though you start the day with minor stress, that alarm that wakes you up, you get ready, you're in the mood to go to work, and here it is. All these things start piling up on you. You become anxious. You become depressed, thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get fired. I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to get an accident. You get to work, and what happens? You're late. Your co-workers are not happy because they've had to do your work. The boss is certainly not happy because he's the boss. So here you are, so stressed out. And then you do your work. And it could be a good job, a bad job. Depends. It's a little give and take. Okay, the day's over. You can't wait to get home. And again, you've dealt with the regular routine stress. You got up. You did what you were supposed to. Now you start approaching what's called eustress, which is that positive stress. You're excited to go home. It's payday. You're thinking, oh my God, this is all worth it. All this I went through is okay because it's payday. We all love payday. If it wasn't for payday, you wouldn't be working. So that's the positive stress. So there's, again, the routine stress we deal with regularly, routinely in the morning, during the day. There's a eustress. It's the positive stress. You're thankful you went to work, and you're motivated to do things, and you're excited. It's a positive stress that continues to motivate and drive you to do what you're doing. However, once you get home and you sit down, the TV's blaring. Your partner or spouse is unhappy for some reason. The kids are fighting and screaming and yelling. You get the mail and you have these bills. You're behind on your bills. So what happens? That routine stress you had in the morning that you dealt with easily, then the eustress, the positive stress that motivated you and helped you feel better, is still stress. So you're still feeling a little nervous. And here you come home and everything's unloaded on you. Now you're going through what's called overwhelming chronic stress. And the bad part of it is somehow you make it through the day. You go to bed, maybe tough sleeping for you. You may have to take sleeping pills. You may be restless. And then guess what happens the next morning? The same routine. You're going to be exposed to the same stressors, and you're going to react the same way. And what happens with stress, it builds up, it accumulates, it mounts up. The day comes when you're so stressed out because you haven't had a break. Things have continued to go wrong. Your bills continue to pour in. You continue to have problems with relationships. You continue to be worried about life. And stress begins to mount. And this is when you've got to do something about it, because there's no easy solution. You can't just stop working. You can't just leave your house. You can't just avoid all your responsibilities. You got to face it and deal with it. So as you go through your responsibilities of the day and dealing with stress that continues to increase and overwhelm you, life is difficult. And there's no easy solution. One thing we find that many people begin to use alcohol. And alcohol is a killer. If you look at statistics, you'll see there's a higher incidence of alcoholism and cirrhosis and death due to so many people that feel so stressed out that are drinking too much. Being a social drinker, if you can do it, is fine. I can't do it. It's best for me to stay away from it. However, alcohol is not the answer. What about drugs? What about prescribed drugs? Oh my God, you've seen all these issues that we've heard in the news over these prescribed medications that are bigger killers than the illegal drugs. So if you're drinking, or now you're taking drugs, or you begin to smoke because it's a habit that makes you think you're going to relax, when all it does is create more problems. So you're finding things to deal with that you think are going to help you in regards to stress. However, the alcohol, the drugs, the smoking, the other habits you get into could be gambling, could be pornography, could be overeating. All these things that bring on stress in your life as you react to it creates a huge, huge problem for our society, where what we're seeing is so many people that are so worn out, so unhappy, so miserable with life, that are dealing with all these different pressures, and there's all these solutions they try that don't work. As a result, our bodies start breaking down. What do you think happens after so much stress in your life? Here's high blood pressure. What happens then? How about diabetes? How about heart problems? Rashes, stomach problems, constipation, diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, arthritis. In fact, there's no one condition, no one medical condition that isn't somehow related to stress. Ask your doc. When I go for my doctor's appointment once a year because I'm in good health, because my good habits, thank God for that. However, what they do is they try to make sure everything's in order. They want our life balanced. They look at your weight, your height, your diet, your exercise level, and your stress level. I've ended up with heart problems, pains, difficulties, and I've gone to the ER. Doctor says, Manny, you're the right age, you're the right situation in regards to job and everything. You're a prime candidate for a heart attack. Yes, heart attacks are the biggest killers. Heart disease is the biggest killer in the U.S. and worldwide. And many times, heart problems are brought about by lifestyle. They're preventable illnesses. You don't have to die of heart problems. You don't have to die of diabetes or high blood pressure if you begin to reduce, minimize, and manage stress better. That's why my program is geared toward helping you do that. So what's the answer? Again, there's no one solution. There's no magic pill, no magic formula. There's no way you're going to avoid stress. However, you can deal with it better on a daily basis. And my first key to survive that mental meltdown, to avoid a stressful burnout, is begin to attend to spiritual issues. Yes, research shows everywhere you go, if you read, spirituality is very important. Your purpose in life, what are you here for? What is life all about? Everybody questions that, your morals, your ethics. So begin to look at what is it that makes sense to you in regards to spiritual matters. My solution is I go to church, I read my Bible, I pray. I'm very happy with my spiritual life. And I ask you to look into your spiritual life. Whatever you do, whatever church you go to, whatever you believe in, it's not up to me to decide. It's up to you. However, what I'm saying is that it's so important, it's vital to begin to attend to spiritual issues in your life. Because research shows those that are spiritually minded, guess what? They have a longer life. They're better social animals. They're more giving. They have more love. If you're faithful, committed, dedicated to some sort of spiritual aspect in life, you're going to be better off. Research shows that. Number two, begin to develop that sense of humor. Laugh, enjoy life, sing in the shower, dance, play with a child, walk your dog, tell a joke, smile. Enjoy life. There's so many ways to do that. Go out for a walk, go out for a run. When I do exercise, when I work out, I laugh because I enjoy it. It makes me feel good. Do things that are going to make you feel good in regards to a sense of humor. And when you have a sense of humor, you know what happens? Lowers your blood pressure. Yes. You're healthier when you have a sense of humor. Yes. People are more friendly around you because you're attracted to people. Having a sense of humor is vital in regards to dealing with stress. My third key is to begin to appreciate what you have. Be thankful. In the morning when you awake, say, thank you, Lord. Thank you, world, for what you have in life and what's happened in your life. The good things. At night, always be thankful for what's happened in your life. And you may say, my life is so miserable, I'm so horrible in regards to my life. However, there's always somebody worse off than you, I guarantee you. No matter who you are, what situation you're in, it could always be worse. Not to put anybody down, it's just the point of thinking about what is it that you have that you're blessed with. Family, friends, jobs, the good things. What is it you enjoy in life? And when you're thankful, you know what happens? You develop a positive attitude. And a positive attitude will not solve all your problems. However, a negative attitude, I guarantee you, will ruin your day. So begin to be thankful. Have that positive attitude. Be friendly. Be good to people. Be a giving person. Don't always think about yourself. Think about others. Appreciate what you have. Have that positive attitude. And of course, as we spoke about, the diet is so important. Your exercise is so important. Your spiritual life is so important. We're body, mind, and spirit. As you deal with your body, the physical, as you deal with your mind, the psychological issues, minimizing the stress and the anxiety in your life, and the appreciation along with that positive attitude is going to help you manage, minimize, reduce stress as you practice these habits, as you prepare, rehearse to do things that are good for you. Practice it in your mind. Think positive. Love people. Get out of your shell. Stop being such a couch potato or such a unhappy person. You can begin to do it by taking control of your life. No one can do it for you. You have to take that first step and decide, I'm going to try to make my life better. You're going to avoid a lot of headaches, a lot of problems in life. You're going to live longer, be healthier, and happier as you begin to utilize my 3 keys to survive that mental meltdown. Number 1, attend to spiritual issues. Number 2, develop a sense of humor. Number 3, cultivate an attitude of gratitude. And I guarantee you, your life will be better. Thank you.